Yo, what's up, everybody? It's Penderbit 3005 from Myles here, and why am I fucking on board with it? Last time we left off, Kyoko threw me under the bus. Thought that was supposed to be my baby. She threw me under the bus. Got me almost killed. We're gonna deal with it, you know? We're gonna take it on the chin. Obviously, she must have had a good reason for it. She better have had a good reason for it. I'm gonna uppercut her ass. But, let's get back to it. Makoto's in the fucking garbage can or whatever. I don't know where he's at. But yeah, let's do it. Alright, let's go to the big ass lock. Rattle rattle. It's locked. Rattle rattle. No matter how many times I pushed or pulled or kicked at it, it didn't budge. I don't know why I read that so slow. Getting out of here isn't gonna be that easy. Well, if I'm not getting out of here anytime soon. Oh, I decided to look around for some food. There's plenty of food here, but it's all rotten. Nah, shit. But that was pointless too. Next, I searched for some water. How can I be sure which liquids I can drink and which ones are an all-around bad idea? Again, pointless. I feel like I'm blocked on all sides. But that's still not enough reason to give up because I'm still alive. As long as I am alive, I will never give up. After making that proud declaration, the next thing I decided to do was eat my meat. Go to sleep. No, he could probably think better if he beat his meat. My sleep was deep and uninterrupted. That was my only way to preserve what little strength I had left, after not being able to eat or drink. I can't be sure, but I think at least a full day had to have passed. And all I did was sleep and sleep. It was like I was waiting for some kind of sign to come falling out of the sky. However, what fell from the sky wasn't a sign. Not exactly. Good crunch. What the? The strange sound pierced my silent isolation, jarring me awake. As I watched, the pile of garbage jostled and formed an odd shape. Ooh, they're gonna drop me some food? Did something fall down over here? Something fell from up above. What could it have been? Well, let's look at it. Did a giant piece of trash just fall down? I carefully stretched my hand out towards whatever it was that had tumbled down here with me.
Just a second.
A giant piece of trash? Rude. Sounding like Kyoko. Before she even emerged from a pile of garbage, I knew who it was.
It smells awful.
Yeah. Bitch, better come and save my ass. Fucking got me almost killed. What if Chihiro didn't even fucking save me? Then I would have died. But that's all in the past. Because baby Kyoko's here to save me. I hope so. This place smells awful. Kyoko?
Indeed.
You look like you're doing better than I expected. What are you doing here?
So...
Isn't it obvious? I'm here to help you. I'm glad to hear that, Kyoko. You got a bit of garbage in your hair. She gave her head a quick, sharp shake to get rid of the trash, then faced me again.
Hey.
First, I have something for you. Go ahead and eat it. We'll talk once you're finished. She brought H2O and some bread. Thank you. I snatched the bread and water that she was holding out of me. Rude. Within seconds, it was in my mouth and making its way down towards my stomach. Okay. Ooh, that really hit the spot. Now I got all the energy I need to keep going. So you still haven't given up then? Of course not. After all, the fact that I can keep going forward is about all I'm good at, and I still fucked it up. Well, that's not such a bad thing to be good at. Alright, Kyoko, well, what are we about to do? But Kyoko, why'd you come to rescue me?
So...
To pay a debt. Or no, to atone. Yeah. Yeah, you better fucking pay me back. That tone
You.
during the trial, even though you knew I was lying, you didn't say anything. So you knew that I knew.
Indeed.
But even though I knew, I did nothing to help you.
I.
I abandoned you. As long as you know. Don't say that. You didn't abandon me. She's gonna have to make this shit up to me, no doubt. No, that's not exactly what I did. I abandoned you in order to save my own life. I mean, to be fair, pretty sure anybody would do that in this situation. You could think clear-minded right now, thinking like, oh, I wouldn't do that because you're not in the situation. Put yourself in that situation. You might change what you're doing. You were trying to save me and I couldn't bring myself to do the same for you.
However.
But listen, not that I'm trying to make excuses, but there was a reason I had to survive no matter the cost. Why did you have to survive?
It's true.
I'll tell you everything. We'll fucking tell it. The reason I had to survive
In other words.
is so that I can do what I came to the school to do. I made up my mind to come to Hope's Peak Academy for one very important reason. So you have some reason for coming to Hope's Peak? No shit.
Indeed.
That's right, at least I did once. Once?
I.
Until recently, I'd forgotten what it was. You forgot? That's... I had no memory of what my purpose was. No memory? That's impossible. Amnesia? Then is it really true you lost your memory?
Makoto.
Do you remember Makoto? Do you remember the first thing that happened to each of us as soon as we arrived at the school? The first thing. You're talking about when we fainted, right? I fainted, and when I woke up, I was trapped here.
That's right.
I fainted too, and when I woke up, I noticed a strange feeling of separation within myself, a disconnect.
It would seem.
Thinking back on it now, that point my memory was gone. At that time, I'd forgotten. I couldn't remember why I'd come to the school, and I couldn't remember what my ultimate ability was. But what would make you forget all that?
Hey.
Strange, isn't it? It's hard to imagine that it happened by chance. It seems too convenient. It seemed much too convenient. Are you saying you think you lost your memory because...
Indeed.
I'm positive it was the work of the mastermind. They stole my memory. But why would they want to do that? There's only one reason I could come up with. Because of my purpose and my ability. Somehow that would interfere with the mastermind's plan. So the mastermind just stole them from me?
However.
And it could also mean somehow my memories may be connected to the mystery of the school and the mastermind. Which is why I had to get them back. That's why I've been investigating things by myself this whole time. But if what you say is true, why didn't you ask the rest of us to help you?
Why is that?
If I did that, then we all worked as one, the mastermind would have noticed right away. Plus, there's always a chance that the mastermind is actually one of us. What?
Correct.
Well, don't make too big a deal. Oh my god, I cannot read for fucking shit. Well, don't make too big of a deal of it. It's just a possibility. But since it is a possibility, we can't ignore it, right? The mastermind is one of us. If she believes that, then of course she couldn't trust anyone around her. In which case, it only makes sense that she would look into her missing memories by herself.
However.
That being said, there was a limit to what I could do by myself, which is why I asked you to help me. But why me? Because among everyone, you were least likely to be the mastermind. That was just my intuition, but I see. Your intuition was right, though. There's no way an ordinary kid like me could have been the mastermind. Oh shit.
Understand.
I don't know why that scared me.
I should understand everything.
That really, actually made me jump a little bit.
My goal isn't to get out of here. It's to stay here.
It's just like the dream I had before, but why did that just happen?
Listen.
Are you okay? Oh yeah, it's nothing. It is nothing, right? Trouble out.
Hey,
Even now, I'll trust you, you know? Even now, I still trust you, you know? It's just, I'm not used to relying on others. Bitch, I gave my life for you. You better trust me. That's the definition of taking a bullet for her ass.
correct.
I know I never asked you for help the right way, so I understand if you're not convinced. Honestly, I was convinced. I think that's just her personality. Alright, are we still gonna keep fucking talking? You said you had a reason for doing all that investigation on your own? So how'd that turn out? Were you able to remember anything?
So,
I think there's still a lot I don't remember, but at the very least, I was finally able to recall my purpose and my ability. You mentioned your ability? My ability? What everyone should have known me for. I'm the ultimate detective. Well, hell, I could have fucking figured that out. The way she damn... That shit seemed pretty fucking obvious to me. Even though I never said anything. I mean, you seen how she, like, goes about investigations and stuff? She's smart as fuck. And she's pretty thorough with it, so... I'm not really surprised. The ultimate detective?
correct.
And the reason I came to Hope's Peak Academy, there was someone I had to find here in the school. You had to find someone? Who?
So,
Well, it was the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy. The headmaster? Why did you want to find the headmaster? Because he's my father. Huh? What in the Star Wars? What the fuck? What?
in other words,
I was separated from him as a child. As it turns out, he became the headmaster of Hope's Peak. Kyoko's dad? Is Hope's Peak headmaster? Hope's Peak's headmaster? Then that explains when Alter Ego told us he thought the headmaster was involved. I'll find a way. Huh? No matter what it takes, I will find the
no
headmaster.
matter what?
No matter what the cost.
So,
Kyoko, what's going on? Triple dot. My memory hadn't come back at that point, but when he said that, I felt strange. It made perfect sense now, of course, since my whole purpose for coming here was to find him. That makes sense. Why did you come to find him?
However,
But listen, Makoto, if I want to make this perfectly clear so there's no misunderstandings. I said the headmaster wasn't the mastermind, but I didn't say that to protect him. I only said what I felt based on what I'd seen when I snuck into the headmaster's room. Then what did you see in there?
so,
The room had been ransacked, the shelves were a mess, and the desk drawers dumped on the floor. The only conclusion is that someone who didn't know where anything was had been in there. You mean the mastermind, right?
it's true.
That was my assumption, yes, and to confirm my suspicions, I decided to investigate the second floor of the dorms using the key that I found. But why there? Because I also found this in the headmaster's room. This is some kind of map?
Indeed.
It's a layout of the entirety of Hope's Peak Academy. I found it in the headmaster's room along with Mukuro's profile in that key. Fucking Mukuro, bro. The map shown on the second floor was home to a number of rooms meant for faculty use. Some of the staff must have had to stay overnight from time to time. And I figured the headmaster would have some kind of private room there. I assumed that if that were true, that room would likely hold more clues, so I went to check.
Correct.
And that's when I finally remembered. I remembered that my purpose was to find the owner of that room. So I went there to see if the headmaster really did have a private room there.
However,
But once I got there, I noticed that the second floor of the dorms didn't have any cameras or monitors. Interesting. So what was it like, that part of the school, I mean? It's hard to describe. All I can say is, the moment I saw it, I realized whatever's going on in the school is more horrific than we'd ever imagined. What do you mean?
so,
I can't explain it. You need to see it for yourself, and I'm sure you'll get your chance soon enough. It sounds like it must be important. And really ominous. Do we gotta talk to her again?
However,
Of course, once I got to the second floor, there's no cameras and no monitors. Which is why I had no idea what was going on in the rest of the building. It has to do with Mukuro Ukusawa, doesn't it?
however,
Just to be perfectly clear, I didn't kill her. And I know it wasn't you either. I know you're right, but that just means everyone but you and me had an alibi symptom who did kill her.
anyway,
What I can say for sure is that the mastermind is directly involved. What if the mastermind killed her? Because obviously it seemed like he was trying to get rid of Kyoko. To begin with, the point of the class trial of Mukuro Igusawa was to get me killed. Get you killed.
indeed,
I stole that key and disappeared, and in retaliation they wanted to draw me out and eliminate me.
correct.
That was the point of the class trial. It was. The mastermind knew that they couldn't interfere directly. You mean because of the school regulations?
That's right.
Exactly. But with minimal restrictions, you are free to explore Hope Peak Academy at your discretion. If he did that, why didn't everybody else die? It sounds like he's just bending the rules now. He said he was following the rules, but he's bending the fucking rules, you know? I mean, not that I'm surprised. I mean, this is a killing game.
In other words,
The mastermind is adamant about following the rules, and with that rule in place, they couldn't step in. Since they couldn't kill me themselves, they tried to use the class trial to do it. The mastermind couldn't step in because of the rules? That makes it sound like the mastermind himself is somehow bound by the school's regulation.
hey,
There's one other thing that I'd like to point out about the murder of Mukuro Ukusawa. What's that? There's a point where Mukuro may not have become the victim. Could have been you, Makoto. Oh, I could have become the victim? You know what I'm talking about, right? Do you mean Red Mustadio? During the night, I can hear them, you know? The footsteps of the god of death. What? I can hear the god of death as he moves. That ability naturally draws me into cases just like this,
anyway,
which is exactly what happened with you. I was in the dorms and I had a sudden sense of dread. I looked down the stairwell and I saw a white shadow across the corridor. I gave chase right away. As I followed it, I saw the shadow go into your room.
correct.
Oh god, that's scary as fuck, bro. I ran into your room and I saw what was happening. I intervened immediately, of course. She said I had to intervene.
However,
That wasn't the end of things, of course. I stopped them, but that led to whoever the mass assailant was. They ended up dead,
correct.
and their murder was disguised. And the dojo key was wound up in my room. It all has to be the work of the mastermind, and it's an attempt to use the class trial to eliminate me. So all this would mean that whoever killed Mukuro is also the mastermind ring. I don't have conclusive evidence, but that's what I think. But that's really bad if true. But that's really bad if true. It means the mastermind can kill whoever they want if they feel like it. Wait, but doesn't that create another contradiction? The mastermind wanted to use the class trial to try and kill you because they couldn't interfere, right? You're right, that is a contradiction. And it's not just Mukuro. They needed the class trial to kill me, but seemed ready to kill you in your room. Everything they did is a contradiction. So what does it all
In
mean?
other words,
It means the mastermind is the one who's been pointed. Huh? Just a little more. A little more, and I should be able to figure out the mastermind's identity. The identity of the other ultimate despair. There's two. The other ultimate despair? There's no doubt that Mukuro was the ultimate despair, and that she's dead. But I don't think the ultimate despair is just one person. It's not. If you think about it, the ultimate despair seems to implicate whoever caused the event.
that's
You're talking about what happened a year ago. The biggest, most awful... Oh, fuck, I said it wrong. What happened a year ago? The biggest... What happened a year ago? The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. That's the wackest fucking saying ever. The tragedy. Whoever's responsible for that. Now, that if they just said that, that would be cool. That would, you know, the tragedy. That sounds more cool. The biggest, most awful. Man, that shit sounds whack. Or lame. The tragedy. The tragedy. Whoever's responsible for that. They're the ultimate despair. That's that despicable group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair.
Indeed.
Then make no mistake, they're the root of all evil that has forced us to go through all this. That is the ultimate despair. And that is our real enemy. Oh, they nutted on my screen. Nice. Was I supposed to end it here on the last episode? Fuck. To be continued. I think I was supposed to continue this onto the... Is that a fucking dildo? Oh, never mind. That's a rocket, apparently. Yeah, I'll save. We're gonna keep going, though, obviously. I would have kept going in the last episode had I known that I was supposed to do that, but my fault, guys. Fuck. The ultimate despair. A group of people who caused a tragedy 1 year ago. The same people put together this killing game and began broadcasting it around the world. The most desperately awful group of people ever. That is the Mastermind's true identity. Our enemy has finally been revealed. But right now we have to get out of this horrible place. Figuring out the rest of the story can come after. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Alright, let's get the fuck out of here then. Rattle. It's locked, but we have a way to open this door. Kyoko better have brought the fucking key. Kyoko, do you still have that one thing? Monokuma's secret tool that you got from the headmaster's room?
Indeed.
Of course I do. Whips it out of her ass. It's an absolute vital part of ensnaring the mastermind. I would never part with it. And it can open any door in the school, right? That's right. Well, she said it before me, but I'm gonna mute her. Fuck her. Then we should be able to use it on that door, right? Walk your ass up these stairs, Kyoko. Hey, Kyoko. We can use that key of yours to open this door, right?
It's true.
Let's find out. Kyoko took the key, design, slid it into the keyhole, and then click. Yes, it opened.
Indeed.
And now we can get out of here. Let's go. Sounds good. We quickly opened the door and made our escape from the garbage pit. This is gonna be some long ass fucking stairs, bro. Cause you seen how far he dropped? Finally. We were finally free. But there wasn't even time to take a breath of relief. Because the real fight had just begun. Ultimate pain, ultimate suffering, fuck! Ultimate despair, ultimate execution, ultimate death. I always fuck up. After leaving the garbage pit, we found ourselves in a tunnel extending straight up like a chimney. There was a metal ladder leading up into the tunnel. We started climbing the ladder, intent on reaching the surface. Oh! The ladder was impossibly long. I couldn't even see where it ended. Bro, why? Okay, thumbnail. I thought there was gonna be stairs. This looks really dangerous. Really fucking dangerous. And I'm glad that they blacked that out. You know what I'm talking about. Because I didn't want to have to black it out. But they blacked it out for me, so that's good. The passage was so dark and cramped, I couldn't even see my own feet beneath me. I have no idea
Hey.
we were so far down. Don't lose your footing. If you slip, I won't be able to catch you. Yeah, I'll be careful. You should be able to catch him. He's like 100 pounds. But now that you said that, I'm getting kind of nervous. Neat. Triple dot. Maybe talking will help keep my mind off a bit. Oh, so Kyoko, there's something I wanted to ask you. You said you're the ultimate detective, right? So how long have you been doing detective work?
So.
How long? Ever since I can remember. When the fuck is that, Kyoko? I'm not in your mind. I come from a long line of detective. Detective work is in my blood. Why can I not talk today? There was a time when being a detective was considered a sacred duty. My family's always seen it that way. Then, is your
Wrong.
family famous? Quite the opposite, actually. Even among actual detectives, many people haven't heard of us. Huh? But how come? It's like your family's tradition, right? So, because we take pride in it.
Indeed.
Pride? A detective is neither light nor shadow. We represent neither justice or evil. That is how we can uncover the absolute truth. We stand neutral in all things, and to do that, we have to stand separate from the rest of society. Which is why we made the conscious effort to conceal our existence. A conscious effort? It's kind of old-fashioned, and I can't say it's entirely rational. But it's our family's creed, and we do what we must to protect it. Because, like I said, it's our source of pride. You just found this shit out. Come on now. Pride. So that explains. Before I came here, when I was looking up info about the school online, I never saw anything about her. Because she hid herself on purpose to protect the pride of her family. I was reading that, that's why I was sorry. And yet, I gave up some of that pride. Huh? In order to enter Hope's Peak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I did it knowing it was something a true Kirigiri detective would never do. But the reason you gave up that pride, the reason you would go so far to enter Hope's Peak, is because that's how much you wanted to reconnect with your dad, right? There's no shame in that. Triple dot.
What?
Reconnect? Oh shit. I have absolutely no desire to reconnect with my father. But you'd be reunited after all those years, right? You would have had so much to talk about.
Wrong.
Makoto, you had your parents. You cannot you can't put yourself in that person's shoes. There's nothing I want to talk to my father about.
However,
there's something I want to say to him though. What? Fuck you. No matter what it takes, I have to find him and tell him face to face. Fuck you. What is it? Okay, let me stop.
So.
I want to sever all ties with him. Okay. How are you? I just realized something. How's she climbing in them hills? She's got hella balance. Severed. The last time I saw him, I was still very young. So I don't remember myself, but apparently he was extremely intelligent. He was in line to become the next head of the Kirigiri family. He was talented, and he had a promising future.
However,
but he had no interest in detective work. So he cut himself off from the family. Not long after that, my mother died, and he simply ran away. Okay, that's kind of some bitch-made shit. I ain't gonna lie. He went to my grandfather, and they had a huge argument. And young as I was, he left me behind. I'm sure there was a reason for that. Shut the fuck up, Makoto. I'm sure your dad wanted to take you with him. There's so much I could talk about here. Like, I don't know why you can't really. I understand where he's coming from. He's trying to give her good advice and stuff, but you cannot understand that person's situation unless you're in that situation. Like, Makoto, he has his parents. he's had his mom and his dad, and he's like, he's had his mom and his dad, so he can't understand from her standpoint. Her mother died, her dad walked out. He can't just like make. It seems like he's making up these like shallow ass excuses to cover up the fact how she feels. I don't know. Let's just keep going.
Right.
If that's true, then I need to thank him. Thank him for leaving me. Okay, you're being a little dramatic. Because unlike him, I take pride in the work I do. I take pride in my family's name. So every last part of me is happy he didn't take me with him. If I'd gone with him, I never would have had the chance to become a detective. I was above Kyoko on the ladder, so I wasn't able to see her expression. I just looked down. So I couldn't tell. He couldn't look between his nuts. So I couldn't tell. I couldn't see how she looked when she said that. What she might have been feeling. All I can tell was that compared to her usual self, she was more talkative and more emotional. I don't blame him, He had his own life to live. That's what anyone in my position might say, right? That's not true.
However,
but there's one thing that I can never forgive. Really?
So...
The way everyone else looked at me. I was never sad about being left behind, like I said. I think it was a good thing.
However...
But when the rest of the family looked at me, they saw something different. They only saw me as the little girl that was abandoned by her father. Damn. That's how they see me even to this day. His shadow has been following me my entire life, and I'm sick of it. I need him out of my life. I need to step out of his shadow. Just because you go there and sever ties, it's not like everybody in the fucking family is gonna know. It's not gonna change anything. But...
Correct.
That's why I have to find him and tell him we're no longer family. Okay. Let me shut the fuck up. In order to settle the past, in order to remove him from my life forever, I have no doubt he forgot about me years ago. But your family, to just cut him out like that.
Wrong.
Our only connection is through blood, nothing more. Are we connected by heart and soul? No.
Hey.
Is blood really enough to call someone family? I'm about to sneeze. That's true for a lot of people. That's very true for a lot of people. Only connected by blood, not by heart or soul. I was so shocked to hear her say something like that. I was so shocked to hear her say something like that. I didn't know how to respond. So instead, I said nothing. I just kept climbing the ladder in complete silence. And after I didn't know how long, we finally reached the top. I'm sorry, but okay. How the fuck is somebody supposed to get out of here? That thing better have like some spring shit, because if he has to hold that and pick his ass up, then you gotta have a lot of strength to do that. Looks like this is it. On the other side of this door, Hope's Peak is waiting for us. We're back.
That's right.
Remember that couch on the ground near the trash room? I'm fairly certain that's where we'll come out. I unlocked it earlier, so I should open it without much trouble. Well, here goes nothing. I reached my right hand up and pushed against the hatch. The hatch opened with ease, and so... Looks like we're back. But I can't believe how long that ladder was. I'm exhausted. I can't exactly say we're safe and sound, but at least we're out of there. Now we're back in Hope's Peak Academy. Kyoko, thank you. I never would have gotten out of there without you. No, thanks. No thanks is necessary. I was just returning the favor. But you still got a lot to return the favor for. So, now what do we do? I'm glad I didn't die, of course, but if the mastermind finds out, and I'm worried about you too, you helped me, so they might. You're worried? Yeah, of course.
So
Then let's just get a concrete answer. Huh?
in other words,
Let's ask Monokuma if there's a problem with you escaping. Wait, that's...
however,
If we try to hide it, it's only a matter of time till we're found out. And it's not like we can run away. And she said that she pointed at a nearby surveillance camera. So you're saying rather than stressing over getting caught, we should just give up now? Don't worry. Don't worry. What you think is going to happen isn't. Because the mastermind is the one that's ensnared. The mastermind's ensnared? You say something like that. You said something like that before. What does it mean? The mastermind stood exposed during the investigation into Mukuro's death. There was a moment where the mastermind let their guard down. There was. If we can talk to Monokuma, we can confirm it. And it'll be better for us if we go to him directly before he tracks us down. That should help with our negotiations. I'm super uneasy about this. But we don't really have a choice, do we? Monokuma should be in the gym. Let's get going. Alright, let's head our asses to the gym. I've had so much fun on this game. Not gonna lie. This game is really fun. The controls are shit, but the game is fun overall. We walk in here and Makoto just gets fucking impaled.
Well now.
Hey! Kyoko I don't mind so much. But Makoto's supposed to be dead. What is he doing here? That's exactly how I thought he'd react. Are we really gonna be okay? You were supposed to be punished. Did Kyoko help you? So what if I did? What will you do? If the guilty party is exposed during the class trial, they alone will be executed. It's unfortunate, but that is the rule. So now I gotta punish you again, and this time I won't leave anything to chance. Kyoko, do whatever you feel you have to. Bitch! What?
however,
But before you do, let me just say one thing. Okay, I was about to say, Kyoko, you gonna make me climb up them stairs just for him to throw my ass back down there? Come on now.
no.
If you execute Makoto, that means you lose. Not that matters to you, right? Huh? I lose? You explain yourself. What do you mean by that?
Because
Well, you set up this latest class trial yourself, right? I was getting in your way, so you wanted an excuse
in
to
other
kill me.
words,
I was supposed to be chosen as the Blackened and then executed, right? What are you talking about?
however,
But when Makoto chose to overlook my lie, your plan came crashing down. The result of the trial weren't at all what you were expecting. Because you never imagined that in that position, one person would protect another like that. And in response to that unexpected development, you reacted by proclaiming Makoto the Blackened and trying to execute him. You made the choice out of desperation. No, more than that. You must have realized that Makoto, who refused to be manipulated, was a threat to you as well. Ooh.
however,
But then, there was another unexpected development waiting for you. An entity that would throw a wrench, so to speak, in your precision, in your... Oh, okay, ooh, boy. In your precious execution machinery. Alter ego. Fuck. You never imagined the possibility of being a being that could come to our aid even after you killed it. Now here's the absolute truth. Makoto didn't kill Mukuro. You did.
listen to me.
So executing Makoto for it would surely be a violation of your rules, which I know you love so much. My allergies are fucking up. So executing Makoto for it would be surely a violation of your rules, which I know you love so much. I just read this shit. If the Blacken is exposed, they alone will be executed. That's what you told us, right? That means I lose. You talk a big game. You're saying the Blacken is me and not Makoto? And you can prove this, right? No, I can't.
Well,
Just say it like that. What is this, a comedy routine? To make such a bold claim without a shred of evidence? I don't have any right now. But with a little more time, I guarantee I'll find some. Because no matter how deeply you try to bury it, there's only ever one absolute truth. And now you're trying to tell me like some kind of famous detective type? If Makoto really was the killer, he never would have come to you willingly like this. He would have feared for his life, feared for another execution. He would have tried to run and hide. He would have been gripped by the despair you love so to inspire you. But here we are, confronting you with nothing but hope in our hearts. And that's supposed to be enough to convince me, in the absence of evidence?
indeed.
It's not you I'm trying to convince. If you were to execute Makoto now, everyone out there watching you would be extremely displeased. Huh? Imagine what everyone out there would think if you killed Makoto. They would assume that you killed him because of what we said is exactly right. Despair can never kill hope. Of course, you can say we're just making this all up. You're welcome to prove us wrong. Ah, look at that smile. Ugh. Now you have no choice but to prove it. Because if you kill Makoto without proving your own innocence, you'll be accepting your own defeat. If you want to earn our despair fair and square, then I suggest you take my advice. Drop it off. So what is this advice of yours? To do Mukuro's trial over again. Only this time you follow the school regulations to ensure a fair trial.
It's time for one last showdown. One final battle between hope and despair.
Okay.
Hey,
Well, that would make for a proper climax, wouldn't you say? A fair trial, one last showdown. In other words, this would be our chance to expose the true identity of Mukuro's killer, of the mastermind themselves. But what reason would the mastermind have to accept the challenge? They'd probably just execute me without another word. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. Very. Oh, I was getting bored, so I decided to change things up a little. So it's time for bear jokes. Now, what you suggested might be plausible. It could certainly make for one honey of a climax.
in other
Does that
words,
mean you accept? If we do things your way, that'll be enough to convince you and the viewers, right? And it would cause you unbearable despair, right? Then I'm prepared to agree to your terms. Will your hope win out, or will my despair claim victory? Golly. Let's have one final grisly showdown. He agreed. Then we still have a shot at this. But this is the long-awaited climax, right? Just guessing the killer is barely a fitting end. So for the final face-off, you will have to unearth all the mysteries that have been buried here. All the mysteries? That's right, every last mystery that's crawling around the school. If you can do that, then that'll be enough to qualify as a victory for you.
it's true.
That's what we've been trying to do all along. Okay, well good. Then let's bear it all. If you can claw your way to the truth of Mukuro's death and solve the mystery of the school, then you win. But if you can't do it at all, if you can't do all that, we'll all face execution, right? I can barely contain my excitement. When you learn the whole truth, what kind of despair will you show me? We're as excited as you are, I'm sure.
Listen to me.
When we've uncovered every truth, when we've uncovered every last truth, how will the ultimate despair reveal their own despair? I honestly can't believe how this has all turned out. But before we get started, I want to clarify one more thing. Do you remember the rule? When one student kills another, that's when a class trial is held? I remember that for sure. So what? I just wanted to confirm that is what you said, right? And it's a true statement. You don't have to be so suspicious. I've been saying it before, but it bears repeating. Everything is based on the school's regulations. And having a class trial for Mukuro is no exception to that. Huh? Mukuro's trial is no exception. Then it's part of the regulations? Which would have to mean that whoever killed Mukuro... It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I've told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students, and the only people to take a single step into Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students.
Listen.
Are you telling the truth? Why do you go all silent all of a sudden?
Now I'm really
What the fuck?
angry.
I'm done talking. I got nothing left to say to you. So get lost, would you? Why so mad? He seems emotionally unstable. Leave me alone. Get out of here. Okay, I'm going. You really gonna let me go? I don't even care anymore. You're all gonna get your punishment later anyway. I need to start getting it ready. A super duper extra special punishment overflowing with despair. There's a lot of
Hey,
Come on, Makoto, let's go. Okay. Monokuma's unstable laughter seemed to cling to us as we walked away. And just like that, we were out of the gym. Triple dot. I could hardly believe it, but somehow I ended up not getting executed. I still had my life, and we still have a chance. Overall, things turned out way better than expected. Triple dot. Once again, I was in Kyoko's debt. No, she's still in my fucking debt. She got to get me killed. She has a lot to answer for. Kyoko, thank you. Everything I have right now is because of you.
however...
Don't thank me just yet. The real battle is still ahead of us. Yeah, true. But still, I'm glad it worked out. I wasn't sure if the enemy would accept my proposal. But honestly, why would the mastermind agree to that? I mean, they don't stand to gain anything from the final showdown, do they?
So...
They had no choice but to accept.
Because...
It's all because of that one moment that the mastermind let their guard down, like I said. So when was it that the mastermind let their guard down?
So...
I wasn't there to hear it myself, but do you remember what the mastermind said? They said that they had hijacked the airwaves to broadcast our school life to the outside world, right? Yeah, they definitely said that.
Listen.
And what did you think when you heard that? Pretty hard to believe, right? Well, I mean, the idea of actually taking over the airwaves seems so unbelievable. You don't exactly read about something like that happening very often, so it's hard to imagine. In other words, that kind of thing is extremely difficult to pull off.
However...
And yet somehow the mastermind was able to do it.
In other
But
words...
think of it another way. There must have been some reason they had to do something that difficult. The reason?
So...
They had to show the world something, no matter the cost. Us killing each other? They wanted to show the world? The mastermind has been very adamant about not killing us directly, but forcing us to kill each other. And all their rules and regulations were designed to encourage that. Yeah, that makes sense. If those stupid regulations didn't exist, nobody would have killed anybody.
In other
The
words,
Mastermind's ultimate goal was to make us kill each other and show that off to the world. But why? To
correct.
prove a point, most likely. Prove a point?
Hey,
The outside world has a name for students of Hope's Peak, right? A certain concept. You're talking about hope, right?
that's right.
And for those of us who represent hope to kill each other and sink into despair, the Mastermind wants the world to see that, to try and prove that despair is better than hope. That's their goal, as the ultimate despair. What? They want to prove that despair is better than hope? But that's ridiculous.
It's true.
You're right, it is ridiculous. Completely irrational. It's the kind of thing that nobody but those who call themselves the ultimate despair would devise. That group whose whole purpose of motivation comes from despair. But is that really their only reason for making the rest of us suffer?
Makoto.
I know how angry it must make you, and yet that same motivation is what led to the Mastermind revealing their weakness. What?
In other
Because their
words,
goal is to broadcast this killing game to the world. The Mastermind has had to be more particular than is reasonable about their own regulations. If the Mastermind simply ignored their rules, this wouldn't have been a game, but a one-sided slaughter. At
the very
least, that's how those who were watching this would have seen it. And that's why the Mastermind couldn't kill any of us themselves.
Indeed.
That is precisely the reason. No matter how much they may hate what I'm doing, I haven't violated a single one of their regulations. Junko broke the rules, so she was punished, but in that case, they couldn't lay a finger on me. But in my case, they couldn't lay a finger on me. Oh, poor Junko. R.I.P.
Right.
So instead, they tried to use the class trial following all their proper rules to get me killed. They began a trial that didn't have a right answer. They made me out to be the killer. But even that didn't work.
It's true.
Yes, thanks to you. And due to that failure, the Mastermind took yet another risk. They attempted to kill you instead, who also was not the killer. And when that fact was exposed on live TV to the entire outside world, the Mastermind had to accept your suggestion.
Indeed.
To prove to the world that despair is better than hope, they have to defeat us in perfect form.
In other
It would
words,
only do the Mastermind harm to have shown that they violated their own regulations. But all of that was a hunch, right? And you were still able to get the Mastermind to accept your challenge?
however,
Well, it's only thanks to you that we got that chance, because you believed in me. Another path opened up. Still, I can't believe how much of the Mastermind's thoughts and plans you were able to figure out. I didn't have the slightest clue.
wrong.
In the end, though, I couldn't prove any of it. It was just my reasoning. Essentially, I was making a bet. But it looks like I got it right. This time at least, I won the bet. She lets out a quick sigh. I took it as a small sign of relief. To be honest, I haven't been that nervous in a long time. I totally couldn't tell you were nervous at all. You seemed totally confident from the moment we decided to go talk to him. Well, presenting a strong demeanor is a fundamental part of negotiation and persuasion, wouldn't you say? Plus, if I showed my uneasiness, that would have just made you that much more uneasy. Yeah, you're probably right. How pathetic.
However,
Anyway, we can't relax just yet. All we've done is earn another chance to fight. We have to win this time.
correct.
Or everything we've gone through will have been for nothing. You're right. If we can't defeat the Mastermind, it will cost us our lives. There's no option except to win.
Hey,
But before we begin the final battle, we'll have to tell the others what's going on. True, but now we know who the real enemy is. And all we have to do now is work together with everyone to destroy the Mastermind. All we have to do now is work together with everyone to destroy the Mastermind. Work together with everyone?
However,
Is that really possible? Huh?
anyway,
Right now we have to go find the others.
shall we
They're
go?
probably in the dorm somewhere. Shall we go? Yeah, okay, let's go find them. Okay. Now y'all motherfuckers in here. And suddenly we were greeted with thank you. Oh. Skurgriff. Oh, what the fuck? You again? Heck, what? Is he broken? I suppose his emotional instability reached its limit. Aggershow. Jeez, what the heck? I
However,
wonder what that was all about. I couldn't help but let out a sigh of relief. Ah,
Is that Makoto?
hey. Oh no.
You guys!
It is! There's no two ways about it. That's Makoto.
You survived?
Jeez, you're like a stubborn little cockroach, you know that?
I'm just asking to make sure, but you're not a ghost, right?
Everyone was there, all my friends who had struggled together and survived. All of them? There's 4 motherfuckers right there. As soon as I saw their faces, I couldn't help myself. I started to tear up. Man,
What?
wait, what's that smell?
What the
Yeah, man, that seriously stinks. It's Makoto, he smells like a wet dog. Get away, shoo shoo. Triple that. And in a flash, my tears dried up. Alright. Stop, y'all. Still can't believe you survived. Yeah, me either. Do you realize why it was... Do you realize why it was you... Do you realize why it is you escaped... What in the fuck? Do you realize why it is you escaped execution? It was alter ego. He saved my life.
That's right.
Not too many people can say they had their life saved by a computer program. I imagine it was a learning experience for you. Okay, let's talk to Toko. Ugh, you stink. Are you rotten? Rotten physically, mentally, every way you can, every way you can be rotten. You know what? She's stuttering. You can say I did her line perfectly. Sorry, I was rolling around in garbage for a while. The smell is so smelly. Okay. Okay, yeah. She seems happy for some reason. Yeah, I don't want to read that shit. Makoto, what was it? What was it like hanging around in the spirit world? I didn't go to the spirit world. Slap, slap.
You know?
Did you get to talk to her? Who? Miss Cleo. No, I didn't talk to her. I mean, I didn't go to the spirit world. I mean, who the heck is Miss Cleo? I don't know who Miss Cleo is. Bitch. There we go. So, what have you guys been doing while I was gone? Well, we figured that since the travel's over, we'd have access to new places again. And, no dice, all the rooms that were locked before were still locked. So, there weren't any new areas? Then, where can we go find new clothes? Okay, let's talk to baby girl Kyoko.
Makoto.
There's no time to indulge in an extended happy reunion. We need to explain to everyone what happened with Monokuma.
Yes.
Explain what? But is it okay that you're here? What if the mastermind catches you?
It's true.
That's related to what I have to tell you all. I need to tell you all about the last class trial. Last class trial?
In other
We're going to
words,
redo Mukuro's trial.
Huh?
What? Seriously?
How about
What's the
that?
point of redoing it? We gotta kill her. No, I didn't do it, like I keep telling you.
wrong.
Makoto isn't the killer, and of course it's not me, or any of you. Then who is it?
I see.
What she's saying is, it was all the work of the mastermind.
Huh?
What? You're saying the mastermind killed Mukuro?
That's right.
That's right, it was all an elaborate trap. What is it? Contrived by the mastermind? I've never heard of that. Makoto spotted the trap in time and did what he had to stop it.
However,
But his decision meant that he would be the one to die. You spotted the trap. You spotted the trap, did you, Makoto? You make it sound like it was easy. I just,
however,
But executing Makoto, who wasn't the Blacken, is a clear violation of school regulations. The rule states that only the Blacken is to be executed. The mastermind broke their own rules. Which is why I went to negotiate with them to have the trial one more time. And the mastermind agreed? Does that mean they really did break the rules? They have no choice but to agree. They used the TV broadcast to gain the leverage you needed, didn't you? Fuck. They had no choice but to agree. You used the TV broadcast to gain the leverage you needed, didn't you?
correct.
Very observant of you. I recall what you said at the end of the last trial. When you said, now it's the mastermind that's ensnared. That's what you were referring to. Hey, I'm totally in the dark here. For anyone who doesn't understand, you can ask Kyoko to explain it later. So, knowing all this, what do we do now?
About that.
It's all about who killed Mukuro, right? So our job is to expose the mastermind. But there's more to it than that, correct? Yeah. For us to win this game, we have to solve every last mystery surrounding the school. Every last mystery? But we've been looking around all this time and we still don't know anything, right?
Anyway,
You probably guessed already, but if we lose this time, everyone dies. Everyone? Hey, who said you could agree to those terms without talking to the rest of us? I'm fine with things the way they are. I'm fine living here forever with Master. I, meanwhile, want to get out of here as soon as humanly possible.
anyway,
Humanly. Anyway, at this point, the only way for us to survive is to unravel the truth. In other words, one decisive final battle. A rather interesting development, I'd say. But figuring out who the mastermind is and how they killed Mukuro, and all the school's mysteries. It's a pretty freaking tall order. Maybe, but this time the trial is different. We know who our enemy is now. So if we work together and search as hard as we can, I'm sure we'll solve all the mysteries. I'm not so sure about that. Huh? I can't agree with the idea of working together with everyone. You can't agree? Why not? I mean, working together with everyone seems like the most obvious way to solve all the mysteries.
indeed.
That's what I thought too at first. Until Monokuma gave us that little hint of his. Hint? It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's the hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants and all of them high school students. And the only ones to take a single step into Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students.
I see.
Monokuma said that, did he? Then Kyoko's opinion is perfectly reasonable. But why?
So
If the mastermind really is the one who killed Mukuro, as Kyoko says, then the mastermind would have had to set foot in the school, right? Monokuma could probably murder Mukuro, but there's no way he could have disguised the scene like that. But according to Monokuma, the only people who have set foot in Hope's Peak are the 16 students who have been taking part in the killing game. Then the mastermind is... There are 15 of us in the main hall at the very beginning. Add in Mukuro and you get 16. So the mastermind would have to be one of them.
That's right.
And those 16 people we started out with, the only ones still alive, are the people standing right here. Need I continue, or do you get it now? You're saying the mastermind is one of us? You can't be serious. Wait, we can't say for sure that's true yet. Monokuma might have just said all that to confuse us.
Indeed.
It's certainly a possibility, but only one among It's certainly a possibility, but only one among many. The mastermind being one of us is also a possibility. And that is one possibility we can't ignore. Yeah, I mean, that's an ultimate, right? The ultimate despair. So they must be a high schooler. You can't say that it's not possible. But if one of us was the mastermind, they'd have to be controlling Monokuma somehow, right? But did you ever see anyone acting suspicious anytime Monokuma was active? Maybe they snuck off and controlled him in secret? I don't care how sneaky you are, we would have noticed something sneaking off that many times.
I'm right.
And maybe Monokuma was on autopilot. Maybe they loaded up all the dialogue and actions beforehand. In that case, there's no way he could have had all those back and forth conversations with us. Well, it wouldn't be entirely impossible if they directed the flow of the conversation. Or maybe, but still. Ding dong, bing bong. Yay.
This is a school announcement. You've all probably figured this out by now, but at this point, the killing game has now entered true ending mode. So, in the name of fairness, I will unlock every room in the school. Look wherever you want. Solve the mystery in whatever way you see fit. Then we can all meet up at the class trial, okay?
Okay. How very magnanimous of him to unlock all the doors.
That's fine.
The time for talk is done. Now we need to begin our investigation. But I was planning on working alone from the beginning anyway.
In the
At
name
this
of
point,
my
I
family.
can rely on myself, on the Togami blood flowing through my veins. I have no time to worry about the rest of you. Each of us must uphold your responsibility.
Goodbye.
Well then, that man said he got ice in his veins. He got Togami in his veins. After making his final statement, Togami left the dining hall. Yeah, master. He didn't take me with him.
Hey.
Do you blame him? Thought, master, the rest of you are like coffee without cream, coffee with cream without the cream, or what? You're totally useless. So bye. With that, Toko trudged out of the dining hall, and now she's gone. And you're gonna go off by yourself, right, Kyoko? That's right. Which just leaves Makoto, Hina, and me.
You know?
In that case, I'm gonna go by myself too.
Just a second.
Wait, how come?
How about
Just
that?
wait and see. I'm gonna use my totally awesome spirit power to figure out the mastermind's identity. Laughing loudly, Hira left the dining hall. Everyone's really gonna go off by themselves? What about you, Hina? I guess I'll do the same thing. I mean, it's not that I don't trust everyone, you know? But up till now, I haven't really been all that useful. I just depended on Sakura and everyone else. You're not useless. If you hadn't been here, I would have died. Makoto. That's really nice of you to say. You know why he's saying it. But still, I know I've mostly been totally useless.
Okay.
So I figured at least here at the end, maybe I can find something that will help us get out of here. So I'm gonna go off and do it all on my own. Okay, see you later. You know, was surprisingly high spirit. It wasn't surprisingly high spirits as he dashed out of the dining hall. And once again, it's just us two.
Indeed.
Indeed. Kyoko, I've been meaning to say this. Girl, I can't put that in there. So you're gonna go off on your own too, right, Kyoko?
However,
Well, don't misunderstand. Just because we're going to do our searches separately doesn't mean we can't still work together.
So...
That goes for all of us. I think I see what you mean. Doing our own investigation doesn't mean we can't work together in the end. I should just see it as a splitting up to cover more ground. And then we can get back together and share what we found. Yeah, that's right.
So...
Well, I better get going. I have an endless list of things I need to check.
Correct.
Monokuma said all the doors in the schools have been unlocked, right? So we should be able to investigate every nook and cranny of the school. We can visit all the places we couldn't go before. Makoto, no matter what it takes, we have to uncover the truth. By any means necessary. With that, Kyoko was gone. Leaving only me. I don't have time to waste either. I have to begin my search. Still can't believe the mastermind might be one of us. So that's what I have to prove. I'll prove that the mastermind isn't one of us. I'll expose the mastermind's true identity and solve the mystery of the school. And we can all escape together. Investigate. Alright, guys. God damn. My fucking throat hurts. Alright, guys. Alright, guys. In the next episode, we're going to do the final investigation for this game. We are closing it out. So, I'm saying this probably be, after this, there'll be two more episodes, I think. 2 or 3 at the most. 3 at the most. But I would think 2. But, yeah. Man. I'm almost finished with this fucking game. And then I can start up a new one. But I've had so much fun with this game. It's been really fun, really enjoyable. A lot of reading, obviously, but still fun nonetheless. But yeah, next episode we're gonna investigate. We're gonna find out what the fuck is with this school. Who the fuck is Mukuro Ugubaba? And we're gonna clear my name. I ain't no killer. And Kyoko gonna pay me back. Anyway. This is Panda Bear 2005. I hope you enjoyed the video. Peace. Mukuro Ikusaba!